We on? Once again, we on. We back for another episode. Rajon Pittman, champions. You know how I do. I salute all my people. Salute to Hassan Lane. It's my guy. Happy Born Day champ. Salute to my boy Malik Shell. That's my boxing partner. We busted up about boxing heavy. That's my guy. Salute to the whole Eastwood. We lost another fallen soldier that I'm quite sure everybody that I know him. You know, we all grew up together. Uh, and on my show, y'all know how I do. I give a 10-second salute to my real ones. So hold it down for a minute as I give my man Fro a 10-second salute. Salute, Fro. May you forever rest in peace. From them Harlem streets to Eastwick, you forever will be a real one. Salute the wave. Rest easy, champ. Facts. Yeah, I have a few things I need to talk about with boxing. The first one, see, I have a little board down here that I mix with. But anyway, the first one I want to talk about Ryan Garcia. Now, for all those that follow boxing, at a level like, you're a boxing guy. I have associates, and I also have a friend that he a fan. He a boxing like me. Like he watched Blue Blood Sports. He watched, you know, all Southpaw. He watched, and that's when you really into it because they keep you with the current events about boxing. I'm saying that to say this. I want to talk about Ryan Garcia and the real issues about mental health and mental health is real. And I'm saying that to say this. I remember when that contract was signed. And I was talking to my man the other night, and he was like, yeah, I remember that too. I remember Devin Haney. He said, word for word, verbatim, quote unquote, he said, I just don't believe this fight gonna make it. I just, I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Well, I wanna, you know, put a mix to that. I was thinking the same exact thing. Facts. First of all, the contract was signed immediately. It wasn't no, it wasn't no, see this, see that. Nah, give him what he want, whatever. Let's fight. And I thought about two things. One, either Garcia cashing out and gonna leave boxing far behind and just do uh, some type of YouTube stuff, or as time went by from that, I watched Ryan and I watched him close. First, he was running around with Floyd, and that didn't seem too clear. First things first. He started training with James. That's when I first said, Then he was hanging out with Tank, and with Floyd, and running around, running, and I know they was busting it up, and he did pop up with the tape of the sparring, you know, um, all that is true, but in the midst of all that, he come to New York, he do, his presser, whatever, they go on the West Coast, do the presser, doing all behind the scenes. And even right now, Devin writes, I keep saying Devin, Ryan writing 666. He's saying all this weird stuff. He's doing all these weird things. Like, it's definitely not the Ryan that I know. He's just doing a lot of stuff to make people in them sanctioning bodies say, let's check Ryan out and see if he. I know for me, if unless it's a whole big gig, and I don't think Ryan is that good of an actor. He's on YouTube on a daily basis, kissing different chicks, telling them I love you, and they jumping back in. I love you too, Ryan, and just weirdo stuff. Just stuff fighters don't do before a fight. You hear stories, but I'm almost positive you don't run around the way Ryan is running around right now. I can't even say promoting this fight. More of his tactics. And to be honest with you, I never seen this in Ryan before. My opinion, I really do think Ryan want out this fight. I don't think he want to fight Haney. I think he's looking for a way out, and Haney said that also. But after I heard Haney say it, I just heard somebody say it the other night. Garcia is looking for a way out, and he's he's doing it, I think, with mental health. But I want to say this though. In his defense, mental health is really real. Mental health is a real disease that people suffer from. Mental health is not a joke, it's not a game. It's not, it's real. I suffer from it. I put it out there because please don't get mad at me because I can give a fuck how I'm looked at. If it's not my immediate family, I can care the fuck less how a nigga look or feel about me. James C. Ward, number 2, from 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 Emma and Spring, 472 Spring, born and raised. Facts. Niggas know. I could care less. But back to, I suffer from it, and I know it's real. It started with me because I was taking care of my man. You know, it wasn't about money, it wasn't about none of that. It was about his girl was my people. And, you know, he came down with pancreatic cancer. And she was doing so much lifting this man, and he was a big dude. And lifting this man up steps, and I said I'll take the I I'll help out. So I started taking him to his doctor's appointments. I was taking him to his chemos. I started doing all that, and I'm at his chemo one time, and I'm watching him deteriorate. I'm watching him die in front of me as a man. I watch him be strong and, you know, like uh, different. That's all I can say, to literally dying. And it was a shock to me. And one day I'm at his chemo and I'm waiting for the chemo and I'm doing the regular things I do. And then I just started tripping. It's been since I've been in the state of Pennsylvania. I just started tripping. Not going into when I say tripping, you know, but at the time I don't know what's going on. They about to take me on the other side and everything, you know. But anyway, I was medicating myself. I started self medicating myself just on a fluke. I ran into something and boom, and I was like, damn, those take this feeling away from me. Like I feel like funny. But anyway, make a long story short, he passed, and I was there. I was at his bedside, and I'm playing tough. You know, we out of state. You know, and he passed. And as time go by, you know, the the, the sicker I starts to get. Mentally. But I'm a firm believer in God. I don't believe in no medications, no nothing. I believe in the power of God. First, foremost, I pray heavy, and I stood on my faith, and make it long story short, short story even shorter, come to find out I was diagnosed. So that's how I know mental health is real. And they started the process of helping me heal. You know, and that just come from seeing that, you know, seeing um, a lot of things go on in front of you, around you. You know, I haven't been in the state of Jersey in almost 30 years. I've been in the state of Jersey and dealt with people that I needed to deal with and seen people that I needed to see. And plus, I still have immediate family, you know, in Elizabeth. And, you know, I still speak to some of the guys out there and all that. But for the most part, like, I haven't lived in the state of Jersey in almost 30 years. I got married out of state, everything. You know, I built a whole new life. You know, I lived out of state as long as I lived in the state of New Jersey now. You know, so, but I'm saying that to say, you know, I literally don't know nobody no more. I know people we grew up with, we cool from being on the same block, man, and all that. But if you cats that I came up with, females and males, all right, them same people that when I left and y'all still the same person, y'all stuck. Y'all stuck because life has taken me on a roller coaster ride. So if you in my age bracket and you still on the same thing, if you still think I'm little Jimmy from the laundromat and all that, you're stuck. That's a fact. You're stuck. But anyway, back to my boxing. Um, I believe Ryan Garcia is sick. I honestly believe that. It's like how you gonna dope fiend a dope fiend? Like a dope fiend know when another dope fiend come around and he high. It's just like the brothers, the young brothers that's out there popping the pills and you know when you come around when the homie know you cooking right now or you had something, you know. So I can see in Garcia that something is not right, and for him to let him into for the sanctioning bodies to okay him to fight for the money is wrong, but that's how boxing go. They definitely gonna let him fight. And it's sad. It's super sad. It's not right. You shouldn't. No one should go through that. He should get help first and foremost. And then his father gonna say something about Don King, and people took that and ran with it like he's calling black people hair nappy, which nappy is not the term. It's called coarse. We have coarse hair. I don't, the nappy stuff comes from, the times, but we have coarse hair. It's called coarse. But anyway, yeah, Ryan Garcia definitely needs help. You know, I see a therapist twice a month. I see a doctor once every 3 months. And it helps me. But let me say this so nobody won't get it misconstrued or twisted. God first and foremost. God first and foremost. First in my life. God first. And yeah, but me personally, I wouldn't let Garcia fight. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I really evaluate him mentally, um, and unless behind the scenes that's what they doing, and he get okay to fight because he's okay. If he have like his like his people behind him, like the people that care, and that will honestly be like, yeah, or no, you know like I just you know hope and pray that he's surrounded by the right people and they have his best interests, and everything go right for the young man, because at the end of the day, I like Ryan Garcia. Pause. No homo. I like him as a young kid that has a lot of talent other than boxing. You know, he does, and I have to give him his props for that. Devin know how to sell himself. Yeah, that's a fact. And then I wanna talk about Ray Ford for a minute. Nothing long, but just something short. I noticed how a lot of people didn't know who Ray Ford was when he fought the other night, and that's sad to me. I said the punchline too fast, but I'm gonna try to back it up and do a little history. Ray Ford is a young man from out of South Jersey that started boxing at a very young age. He's still very young, and he comes from the slums of Camden, and he comes from a family setting. He was loved. Not saying, but his parents didn't have nothing, but you know, all the opportunities that they can get, they was having their children to take full advantage of it. And just so happened Ray went to boxing. Ray was fighting on Shakur card for a while, and as far as in New Jersey, South Jersey, Philly over on that side, they knew Ray Ford. They was coming out for Ray Ford, but it just messed me up how people was talking about him like they didn't know who the young man were and where he came from, and that he's a young man that had a beautiful amateur career, went into pros, and majority of his fights be close, be super close, and I haven't seen him yet to have a clean win. He always win, but it's always, you know, he need these rounds, or he need and it's his style. But on the flip side of that, and I thought his team will tighten up the little things, because he definitely have world title in his future if they can just tweak him in certain spots, But Ray Morton always been my champ. I salute you. It never, you know, people talking about Shakur. Now Shakur always had that. It's just that you have some people that's F boys and really don't, big up their people, because Shakur had the guy from Chicago running with him at the beginning, of his career. He had the boy from Chicago, um, uh, 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 Davis ain't turned pro yet. He was still amateur, but he had the young kid from Chicago that was pro. That you know, Keyshawn had him. Shakur had him all over the place. He was on all Shakur cards, and you could go back and look when they stopped putting this guy on Shakur card is his last two fights. He looked like trash. Can't remember his name. Young kid from Chicago. But anyway, why Shakur ain't never snatch Ray Ford up and say, "Come on, let's rep for the state and also our hood," because Shakur made it first in that bracket. You don't even hear about Ray Ford, and that's what's sad. Like you like who's Ray Ford? Like, people actually don't know him, and it's sad. If things don't change for the young champ, he's gonna go down in history as one of them fighters that was great, but you never heard about him. But he was great, and he broke all kinds of records. Ray Ford is that type. Like, all fighters don't get their props like a Shoo Carrington. Like Abdullah Mason. They don't Abdullah Mason Abdullah Mason get props. Like, these boys get props like they have titles and everything, man. Because hands down, ain't nobody beating them. Why? And this, I think this is first and foremost the reason why they smart in that ring. They smart, man. Very smart. Now, they still making little tiny mistakes that can hurt them against a fighter that's thinking, and they have like a match war, you know. But I'm gonna tell you, the new generation of black fighters have a treat for the world, and I pray and I ask God to bless me to let me witness it all. Yeah, because it's gonna be some great fights coming up. It is, man. It is. Yep. I say I give it around June. That's when everything gonna start hitting the fan. That's when, you know, you're gonna see the big fights come up, start being made. Yeah. But that Haney Garcia fight, man, from what I'm hearing, it's an arm and a leg. If a nigga ain't got no bread, they talking about nosebleed. They talking about way up there, where everything down there look tiny. I'm talking about up there on the ceiling, like that's $404. That's what I heard for them seats. Yeah. That's why it's good to have little connects and little friendships and stuff like that. But just always be a man of your word, man. You're gonna always get what you want. Just be a man of your word. And salute to all my real ones. Salute to Derek Rowland, Strictly Boxing. Salute, champ. I seen you, but I couldn't get with you because I had to do this, bruh. Salute to Eastwick, all my real ones in the way. Salute to all y'all. You know how I end my show. Oh, and I have a salute for Mrs. Boricua, Puerto Rico número uno. Linda. Salute. Y'all know how I end my stuff. On the same note all the time. Y'all ready? Jersey.